10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane!
There's no need to fear.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, 'cause I'm black.
Hey everybody! Welcome back to Super Black, an all-black panel podcasting experience where we talk about all things superhero, past, present, and future. From Marvel and DC to anime, there is no stone we will leave unturned as we take a deep dive into the genre of superpowered individuals and the worlds they inhabit. I am your friendly neighborhood host, Zuri Washington. I use she, her pronouns, and you can follow me on IG at Zuri with a fringe on top. That's Zuri with a Z, not Suri with an S. I'll leave it to the rest of today's super panel to introduce themselves. Take it away.
My name is Jason Williams, and you can find me at Blue Ranger 83 on Instagram.
Hey, I'm Corinne Scott. Pronouns are she, her. You can find me at I am Corinne Scott on Instagram. It's basically just pictures of my dog named Nebula.
I mean, that's important.
You know?
Very.
And I'm Sheridan. My pronouns are she, her. And if you are interested in vegan food that looks like it actually tastes good, you can follow me at Island Zephyr Cooks on Instagram.
And that's ZEPHYR for those who are listening, because not all of you can see this right now. And don't forget to follow the podcast on IG at Super Black Podcast, or you can follow us on Twitter at Super Podcast. But now that we are all assembled, let's get started. So today we are going to attempt to talk top 5 secret identities, which will be super juicy. There's so much in the world of secret identities. There are some people that don't have secret identities at all. They're just people. They're just Captain Steve Rogers up in these streets. But I'm just gonna throw out Peter Parker, just period. So then, and then we can move on from there because we could talk about Peter forever.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the best identities. What makes then the best identity? Because
I think, for me, first of all, almost no one, until people find out, almost no one knows who Spider-Man is. Like that's
right. Okay.
near to impossible to figure out until he pulls off his mask and it's it's Peter Parker. I also think that a good secret identity hides well enough who you are and you're good at playing the duality. That's also another part of having a good secret identity. Obviously, Batman comes to mind. People aren't thinking that Batman is Bruce Wayne, even though it's obvious.
It's pretty obvious.
Money? Who has enough money in Gotham to do all of these things? Billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne. But people are like, no, Bruce isn't really good at stuff. And he's also just always sleeping with women. And he also just and he was at a party drunk. There's no way he could be Batman, even though he's 6'2" and made of muscle.
Yep.
right.
Okay.
He doesn't look like Bill Gates, okay? So.
With Clark Kent, whenever they say, how did Lois not know that he was Superman? It's just a pair of glasses.
See, that's nowhere near my top 5.
No,
yeah.
not even close.
Clark is
not
nowhere
at all.
near. I feel like he was just trolling.
He's lazy.
Yeah.
He's lazy.
I'll get him. I'll just put on these glasses. That's what he really thought about humanity.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah, that's what he really thought about us. He was like, they're dumb, and all it's going to take is this.
And listen, he wasn't wrong about it being dumb.
I mean, he's not wrong. So do I fault him for that? No, I don't.
I don't. I get.
But it's not a good secret. I don't think it's a good secret identity.
No.
I'm personally fond of the people who were like, this is a secret identity, but also, fuck it. I'm Tony Stark, and I'm also Iron Man.
Gang, gang. I'm Iron Man.
Wait, what are the kids saying now? Bing bong? Is that appropriate
bong.
for this?
I'm
Bing
okay.
bong. I'm Tony Stark. No, does
I'm
that work?
still very confused what bing bong means, and I
I
tried
don't
to
know.
Google it, and I'm not that old, but I still don't get it.
No.
I guess
I prefer
when
gang
I
gang.
think yeah, gang gang is better, but also bing bong. When I think bing bong, I think of Inside Out, but that's
Yeah, same.
like have you not seen Disney
No.
Pixar's Inside Out? Oh, okay.
Apparently that is not it, and
Oh,
I am
huh.
not with it. So
Played by
choose to believe
played
that
by
is.
Richard Kind, who was the mayor in Gotham, just to connect it back to
come on.
to some superhero-ness.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like, I don't know. Yeah, superhero secret identities. I do we count John Jones's ability to morph into whatever? But he's a black man. So
I say it counts. Simply because
unless you
he's
put him on
family.
fire, no one knows. That's the only way people know. It's like, because Martians and fire don't mix, but like he's literally just a regular ass black man otherwise.
Like he doesn't, because they all have a job. They all work somewhere to kind of like complete
hide
the
it.
fantasy, right?
You know what? I think a job is really important in this, and my main familiarity with Martian Manhunter is from the cartoons, and I never see him working. He usually like he goes to bars sometimes and like hangs out, but like he's not like fully like enmeshed in like he has some friends, but he's not enmeshed in society in a working way that I'm aware of. So I don't know. I don't think I would count him, because I think that having a day job is important.
Yeah, totally.
So that you're fully rooted in the reality of people who are not superpowered.
Yes.
You need to be productive.
I mean, in Young Justice, his niece, McGann.
Yes, McGann.
She makes herself look very human until she reveals her true form, and then everyone's like, oh, holy shit. It doesn't even have, there are no hands, fingers, it's just terrifying. Right. Does that count as a secret identity? Because everyone knows who she is.
Yeah. Well, because they don't know the truth.
Right.
It's still the true aspect of her is still hidden. So I would say yes.
Yeah.
Who was that?
McGann.
McGann.
From Young Justice.
Yeah. She has red hair, right?
Yeah.
Duh. Yes.
She modeled herself after a sitcom character that she watched.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
She has the shape-shifting abilities as well.
People who are not in the Avengers know that Bruce Banner is the Hulk.
Yeah.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
In the MCU, yes. At the beginning, obviously, of his tenure as the Hulk, people were like, who, what, how?
Right.
But no, I think it's very well known at this juncture that Bruce Banner is the Hulk. And then there are other Hulks, but he is the original.
And She-Hulk, which is coming out. Coming to
I'm
Disney
excited.
Plus near you.
I'm very excited. I'm so excited that Tim Roth is coming. Oh, guys, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Abomination. He was one of my favorite parts of, I like that movie. I was really sad that Ed
Norton?
that Ed Norton.
Yeah, Ed Norton.
I was like, why? Damn it. But oh well, I love Mark Ruffalo, so I'm happy. But but yeah, a lot of the Avengers, I think all of the main Avengers, everyone's like, Clint Barton.
That's you.
Yeah, that's you. Unlike the Justice League, which seems to pride itself more on not
the secrecy,
right?
Not doing that, but I think there are some who do it better than others, obviously. So there's Hal Jordan Green Lantern, there's John Stewart Green Lantern, but John Stewart Green Lantern looks like John Stewart, so moving on. So Hal at least has that little around his eyeballs.
It's like, can't see me.
What about the Flash? He's a kid. He works at
The Flash.
Is it
which Flash?
Which Flash? Are you talking Barry?
Yes,
Wally?
I'm talking Barry.
Okay.
Doesn't he work? Am I wrong? Does he work at like a law firm?
Does Barry work at a law
on the CW?
I feel like.
Oh no.
Matt Murdock is a lawyer, but that's very different.
Oh,
Right,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
Oh, Daredevil?
Daredevil. Yeah.
That's actually a really good one.
He's blind. No one would suspect him. That is a perfect
Perfect
secret
alibi.
identity.
Yeah.
All
And
of that.
Yeah.
like, oh, this poor blind lawyer. And he's like, haha, get your ass.
Right?
Yeah, that's a really good one, actually.
That is a good one.
The ones that try to keep their identity more, is there a pattern? Do they have more to lose? Do they have families? Do they have, or are they just like so street level that people would just recognize them and they couldn't live a normal life? And Matt Murdock ain't got money like that, so it's not like he can like sit in a cushy $1 billion estate with Bruce Wayne somewhere. Like, or
I mean, he was, on Netflix, he was living in that giant loft above Times Square.
I know. I was like, what time period is this?
Yeah.
Is this the early 90s? Because maybe, but it's
Maybe.
not.
Well, and I feel like a lot of the low, I say low level meaning, just like the friendly neighborhood superheroes, right?
Yeah.
They don't, like some of them, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, they don't wear really anything.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is what I got. This is who I am.
If you see my face, you gonna know me.
You gonna know what's up, right? So, I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you, Zuri. Like, I feel like the ones with the best identities are the ones who have something to lose, i.e. Spider-Man and even Matt Murdock, who has like his circle, his friends, who he feels like he's always trying to protect or keep away from what he's doing.
That is the, burden of being a superhero with a secret identity. You're trying to protect the people that you care about. Have you all seen No Way Home?
No, we can't talk about it.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna do my best. Zuri, the way Zuri is looking at me right now, everybody.
I would just like to say this is the 3rd or 4th episode in which we've been like, no, we can't talk about No Way Home because Jason bad.
Listen, Jason, don't feel bad. I haven't seen it either.
I know,
Thank you, Sheridan.
But
You're
Sheridan,
welcome.
you've only been in 2 episodes. He's been in like 8. What are we doing? Anyway.
I'm trying.
I think that, but we at least know the plot of No Way Home is that everyone knows who Peter Parker is. And that's unheard of. That's fairly unheard of, aside from a couple of storylines like Civil War, where he's like, Peter Parker in the comic books. But that's unheard of. And so to have all these people know who he is and to see the ramifications of that and what that truly means, not just for him, but for the entire world and the universe and yada, yada, yada. We got some Doctor Strange in there and all that good stuff. So I think that the secret identity is such a part of at least the beginning of a superhero's journey, even if eventually they reveal themselves to be otherwise.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how do I protect myself and everybody else? Do I do everything despite being found out? Like, am I a Tony Stark? Am I but Tony has money, so he has power. He has power on top of power.
Yeah.
But I mean, even that didn't protect him from, especially, was it Iron Man 3, which I kind of lost from memory, unfortunately.
Sure.
He was like, here's my address.
And they're not great.
Yeah.
They're like, cool, we'll come, you mean to come knock outside your house? Knock, knock, knock. Here we go.
Welcome to you.
Do you got enough suits for that, Tony?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Pepper.
Well, I go back and forth on Iron Man 3. It's not great. It's in my like lower 5 of
truly
Marvel Cinematic Universe. But that being said, there's a couple things in there that I'm like, ooh, because they were also trying to, wasn't that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the time was kind of dealing with, what is that thing that they use in Iron Man 3 that gives the people the powers, but they like explode?
It was like a,
I can't remember what it's called though.
I
can't remember.
I know. I lost Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was like, I don't know what's happening. Sometimes because I really hated the first season. I hated the whole first season so much that I couldn't give it a chance, even though I know it got better from there. I'll get there, everybody. Don't complain to me. Complain to the IG, which you can find us again on the Black Podcast. If you want to talk about it and talk about like, hey, are you really a nerd? You haven't watched Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes, I'm still a nerd. Get over it.
Did you read a lot on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No, I watched like 3 important scenes in preparation for what's it called, Captain Marvel, and that's it.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Spark notes.
The spark notes, exactly. I don't have to get through the whole thing. But anyway,
note.
let's go to DC. Let's move over to DC because Marvel, everybody knows who everybody is. I don't think it's a secret who most of the X-Men are.
Yeah, they don't really, because it's who they are. Like that,
Yeah,
their
they are.
mutant ability, like
Because
that's them.
Charles Xavier has a school, and who's that African lady? Oh, it's got to be Storm.
It's gotta be Storm.
The African lady with white hair. Who could she be?
Who could it be?
There's so
I
many.
don't know.
The blue guy. Who could this blue guy be? He's
Wow.
and everyone knows who Deadpool is because he's just a mercenary.
I know I bring them up a lot, and I get that they wore their colors, but nobody knew who those Power Rangers were. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that.
Okay.
Baby,
Nobody knew.
Tommy was my boo.
Okay.
You couldn't tell me nothing. That was my man. All right. That was my man.
I will always be a David Yost Blue Ranger fan for now and forevermore.
Yes. That's the one with the glasses, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he is also LGBT in real life. He is a gay man in real life. And
real
that,
life?
yes. There was something my young queer self knew. And that's what gravitated me toward him. I guess. I just feel it.
No, listen, every gay boy nerd that I know, when we talk about Power Rangers, they're like, obviously, David Yost, Blue Ranger. Obviously.
Yes.
Obviously.
Now and forever.
Obviously. Y'all knew. You can see family on the screen. you know.
But, I mean, outside of them wearing their colors, which was pretty obvious. Okay. They did wear their colors. But I really don't think, like, people really did not know who they were. And while they didn't talk about their families and things like that, their identities, like, that was, like, one of their biggest things. Their identities had to stay hidden.
Yep.
And that was one of the main things about being a Power Ranger. So I feel like and the fact that they were high school kids and, they weren't really, they were at Angel Grove. Where's Angel Grove? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Small town.
Right? I feel like they really, I don't know. I feel like they hit it well.
I feel like, I think there's something to being in high school and being a superhero because, like, you want to have a normal high school experience. You don't want to, when you're in high school or middle school or in school at all, you don't want to stick out.
Yep.
Even if it's for something that could be like, Spider-Man could get a ton of endorsement deals and yada, yada, yada. You could get all these things. But it comes at the cost of your privacy. And they still want to be able to, like, have girlfriends and boyfriends and partners. They want to exist outside of the world of them being these interdimensional superheroes.
They want to go to the mall.
Yeah. They want to go to the mall. Sometimes you just want to go to the mall and get a chicken teriyaki and leave it at that.
And a soft pretzel.
And
just sit.
Or skydive, like they do in the movie. Hey friends, let's just go skydiving.
Casual skydiving. I don't know. I'm trying to, because I also was thinking, obviously, like Sailor Moon, just like the high schoolness of it all.
Yeah.
Can I just say, because Sailor Moon. What I love is that they don't look any different when they transform.
Right, not like Billy. Billy
at all.
Shazam.
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 Yes.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Yes. And that is the only DC Extended Universe movie that I will be like, I liked it.
Yes, I'm looking forward to the next one.
I am, but I hope they get their shit together with the CGI, because the CGI in that first movie, I was like, you guys, what are you doing?
This is 1990 level shit.
Okay, I was going to say, this is a Harry Potter Sorcerer's Stone.
Practical effects.
Right?
What are we doing? Oh, no.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, what you were saying about, high schoolers and wanting to fit in. I mean, from a writing standpoint, there's so much more to explore. Not just DC, but you have to think about Ms. Marvel. She lives in New Jersey.
Casual.
Casual.
To
the Avengers Stark Tower. But she has to hide that from everyone because she's trying to protect her family and she's trying to protect her friends. I mean, which is, that is the entirety of a secret identity. That's why anyone has a secret identity. But you have to, I also think about celebrities, and not them having secret identities, but them wanting privacy.
Privacy.
You see the paparazzi with their cameras, and they run people down.
Yep.
And immediately, I mean, you can think of as soon as Peter was swinging through, what was that, Penn Station right next to it, and Mysterio said, Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And he literally goes, oh, fuck. Immediately, his life is over. He will
I screamed. When I watched it, I screamed out loud in the theater. He said, Peter Parker is Spider-Man. First I was like, haha, J.K. Simmons is back. I'm so happy.
Me too.
Oh my God. I don't know what's happening, but amazing. I love this. Oh my God, he's Bill O'Reilly. I don't know what's happening. But then he said, Peter Parker is Spider-Man. I said, what are we doing? What's happening? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know what's happening.
Now, why do we feel like it's way more dangerous for Peter than say like a Tony Stark or something? Is it because of his?
Because he's a kid, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And he doesn't have that protection. He's got a whole ass family.
And he's kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
He's kind of an idiot sometimes.
17.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you were anybody, it's kind of like what happened to. This is what happened. I just thought about it. This is what happened to Tom Holland's Peter Parker. He was living his best Disney Channel life, and boop, 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 Hannah Montanaing it up. Great Secret Identity, by the way. Hannah Montana.
Stop it. Stop it right now.
But he was living his best Disney Channel life, just like boop, 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 boop. And then he became an adult in that moment, and it was like, oh, fuck. And you know what happens to Disney Channel stars? They just start like, and then they become Miley Cyrus, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to experiment with rap. And I'm going to experiment with all these other things, and I'm going to have opinions that I maybe should not have had. And if a Disney rep told me, I would not have said that, Raven Simone. But I think that in that moment, any innocence he could have claimed up until that point was gone, and he was trying to get that back. Like he's trying to claw that back bit by bit. Every time someone finds out Peter Parker's identity in any iteration of live action Spider-Man, it's like bad news bears all day, every day. There's just like, it's the end of the world. And then of course there are always people that he's like met in real life coincidentally, so they're like, I know everything about you. And then in the Marvel, in the video game, Sony video game, as soon as they know, it's just, let's blow up Feast. Cool. Let's go after anybody.
Do you think their city also has something to do with that? Because the people who have these intense identities, a lot of them are based in these big cities, are in New York or a New York-like city. Gotham, you know, so like,
which is allegedly New Jersey, and I hate that.
What?
I hate it so much. Every day, So as a child, growing up, I imagined Gotham. It was fucking New York.
Yeah.
It is.
That's what I thought.
And that Metropolis was California, because that's what it looked like.
It gives very,
it was very shiny and kind of sunny all the time. That's what it looked like anyway.
Yeah.
But then when the recent movies came out and they were trying to clarify like distance, they were like, oh, Metropolis is New York and Gotham is New Jersey. And I was like, so these bitches are just across the river from each other?
That don't make any sense.
That don't make sense. I don't care. I don't care. Zack Snyder, boo. I don't care. I don't care if the original writers wrote it that way. Boo. It doesn't make sense. Superman could fly really quick across the thing and be like, oh, Gotham's blowing up. Let me help something. I don't know. Like it's just dumb. But in any case, I think that getting back into the secret identity of it all, I'm getting back into DC. Let's see. Justice League. We've got Wonder Woman, Diana.
I know her. I'm like, oh, this tall, beautiful woman that is never aging.
Is it the same as Superman? Like,
yeah. It's like, girl, we know.
Like, how long have you been working at this museum?
Girl, you have been working here for 10 years. You have not nary gray hair.
What kind of skin creams do you use?
It's like, I saw you when I was 7. And now I'm a senior in high school and...
you still look the same. Ma'am, I have grandchildren now. How?
Right? Hey, wait a minute.
sorcery is going on here?
Yeah, I don't know about Diana.
Yeah,
I
not
wouldn't.
Diana.
Does anyone ever really call her on it though?
No. Not in, at least, none of the cartoons, nothing of recent memory. I've not watched all of Linda Carter being Wonder Woman in like the 70s, so I don't know like what that was like, but I know there was a lot more workplace stuff that she dealt with, like, and being Diana Prince and not only being Wonder Woman. I think that they've figured out over time, like, that dichotomy was not interesting. It's just not interesting to me.
Right.
It's not for her. It's not interesting for her. I like the Greek goddess from Themyscira. Great. Let's just focus in on that. That's enough of a story for me.
Let's see. There's Aquaman.
I mean,
there's
No, he doesn't. He's the king of the seven seas. He's good.
Right. And the people in that little town just kind of like they're just like, oh no, I didn't see him come out the ocean.
No, and I know okay. Now I know we're talking about Jason Momoa specifically, but no, I still don't.
Yeah, no. He's just like, whatever, dude, whatever.
That's the most recent Aquaman on my brain, but
yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's also blonde Aquaman with no mustache or beard. Just recently, Captain America Aquaman.
Captain America Aquaman.
Captain America of the Sea.
Exactly.
The Captain America of the Sea.
So right now, I think what we have is some combination of Peter Parker, Batman.
We have Bruce Wayne,
Yeah, Batman, Bruce Wayne,
Shazam, Matt Murdock.
No
women?
We had Miss Marvel.
Are there any women?
Oh, we did talk about Miss Marvel.
We did talk about Miss Marvel, but let's think about women. Are there any women with like true secret identities?
Barbara Gordon, Batgirl.
Oh,
well, then she doesn't. She can't really. She's the woman behind the computer then.
But even then, she's Oracle, and like it's not like he's talking to. When he talks to her, he's like Oracle. He doesn't say Barbara. Batman has a problem with calling people by their name, for the record. But
probably because he's too rich to remember them.
Oh. What, you don't remember your one night stand, Bruce? I don't want to talk about Killing Joke. Sorry, I keep bringing this up. I don't want to talk about it.
Could we add, though she's like an anti-hero, she plays the fence, Miss Selena Kyle.
Oh yeah.
Should we talk about villains? Because they do have secret identities.
They do.
Obviously Two-Face does not count.
No.
Bye, Two-Face.
I would definitely say Catwoman.
Yeah.
She's doing her stuff.
At some point, Poison Ivy was, but then she became like an actual plant. So then it was like not possible. Yeah. And, like in the animated series, initially she was a woman, and she was just dating Harvey Dent, and like she was normal looking until and then she had all her pheromones and all that good stuff. But these days, Poison Ivy is Poison Ivy, and that's kind of the end on that.
Harley Quinzel.
Yeah, which is
Harley Quinzel.
Yeah.
But even then, Harleen has never hidden her identity.
She's too insane for that.
Yeah, she's crazy.
She's too unstable. I don't want to say it. She's too unstable for that.
Unstable.
She's very unstable.
God,
I know.
See,
that's
really crazy
that
there's very few women.
Yeah.
I guess the luxury of a secret identity is only for men.
I mean, we talked about Diana, but that was like, it's not even that good.
Right. So interesting. That is so interesting. Like now my brain's just like, wow. Damn.
I know there has to be, right? Like
I'm sure there are a few. I'm sure there are more than a few. Like because no one knows who Black Cat is and like yada yada yada. But
you know what? Like, when Jane Foster becomes Thor, no one knows it's her.
Sure. And Love and Thunder is coming out this year,
which I'm excited about. Because Taika Waititi can do everything, and
he can do everything. Oh, so
I will
happy.
Watch it. It's like yes, but yeah, Jane Foster's a good one.
I'm in the midst of reading the New Avengers, the all new Avengers.
Gotcha.
And I don't remember who she was telling, but she kisses as Thor. She kisses one of the all new Avengers, and then she reveals that she's Jane, and he says, "Why do you continue to become Thor if you know that becoming Thor and putting on the helmet and carrying the hammer, you know that it negates any chemotherapy that you are getting. And she's like, because it's worth it. I get to be Thor.
Mm.
No, that's really what you just said. I think that's what it is. And I'm going to choose to see it this way, is that the women are powerful enough without the necessity of a secret identity. They are strong enough in themselves to stand by who they are, what their convictions are, may or may not be, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Selena's very much like a espionage kind of, like, she needs that to do what she does best. Yeah. But I'm going to choose to see it that way instead of thinking about it negatively. But I do think it's interesting that there's so few that we can think of when so popularly we're like, Batman, Spider-Man.
So what about Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Mm-hmm.
What about those secret identities? I mean, do people really know who? What is Hank Pym's daughter's name? Is it? I want to say Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Do people know that she is the Wasp outside of the group?
Mm-hmm. I would say probably not. But then again, I think more people probably know that Scott Lang is Ant-Man than they do know that Hope Pym is the Wasp. If that makes sense. Okay. If nothing else, Scott in the movies is Paul Rudd and therefore an idiot. Which I know that's your husband, Sheridan. But
he is a handsome idiot.
But we have a very beautiful picture together in which he is embracing me, and
I know.
It's very nice.
Share it maybe every year.
It pops up. Once a year, the anniversary pops up. I'm like, hey, y'all remember that time that Paul Rudd embraced me?
I have not showered since. Every time I watch, every time people say, like, should I watch Ant-Man? Should I watch Ant-Man and the Wasp? I'm like, if you want to be charmed by Paul Rudd for an hour and a half,
go for it.
Absolutely. Quantumania should be good, though.
See how that goes.
May I ask you? Let me ask you all a question. Is Pepper Potts?
Yes.
Is she considered now? I mean, she was in game. She was helping out. You know. Mm-hmm. Is she part of the new group? Would you consider her having a secret identity, though? You know, I don't know if the masses know that she's part. Does she have a name? Is she Iron Woman, or I didn't know if that was actually a thing, or if that was just something in the movies. Or
I think that Pepper has donned a suit.
She has a couple times.
But that being said, I don't know if that's where they're gonna go with that, because Tony had a whole kid, but that kid is probably gonna do more than Pepper Potts does in the series of events as time wears on with the Young Avengers and everything.
Pepper's not the type of person to put on the suit.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
especially after it killed her husband.
Spoilers. If you haven't watched Endgame.
At this point.
Shame on you.
No.
Shame on you.
It's like the end of Game of Thrones. Like, at this point, if you don't know.
Also, at this point, if you don't know that the Starbucks coffee cup is actually the true star of the last season of Game of Thrones, then also shame on you.
I literally just rewatched that.
I have seen none of Game of Thrones. That's not true. I saw the first 3 episodes, but I was like, I'd just rather watch Lord of the Rings. I just don't care.
I feel you, but I started with season 5 and it was glorious, and then I was like, let me just watch season 4, and then I went and rewatched them again. It's really easy to do, I assure you.
Listen, I rewatched.
I'll take your word for it.
1 through 5, and then like select episodes from season 7 all the time.
But you skip season 6 though?
What is it that
even the final 2 episodes of season 6? I know we're way off topic now, but
no, it's fine.
The final 2 episodes of season 6.
Remind me, is that the Battle of the Bastards?
That's Battle of the Bastards, and then without giving it away, I forget what the episode is called, but the episode with the
people should know. The people should know.
No.
What now?
The episode with the Sept of Baylor.
Is that the
Oh, yes, yes,
Yes, and Cersei
With-
drinking
with
that
Miss
wine.
Ma'am.
Yes.
and then Tommen?
The
Oh,
best
yeah.
season finale of Game of Thrones, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
you're right. That was a good
Yeah.
one. And the music, it
I
takes you there.
have that music favorited on my Spotify.
Same.
I love that. I love that.
For those of you who are coming back to us, we are allegedly talking about secret identities.
Allegedly.
I mean, Jon Snow has a secret identity. He's technically a
Okay.
monster.
There's some secret
You know what?
identities
He is.
on Game of Thrones.
And he had to hide it, or he would have been killed.
So who's in this fifth slot?
Oh,
Well, did we decide? So are we?
I could say the Power Rangers as a whole, if you want to go for that. Like,
that's
'cause
fair.
they-
Yeah.
that's very fair. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I would go with that.
there are some things that are problematic about the Power Rangers. The Asian one was yellow.
I mean,
the black man was black.
The black one was black.
And did hip hop keto.
Hip hop keto.
Hip hop keto. He was dancing and punching, babe.
Oh,
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yes.
There's a whole video that I watched that I was like cringing.
They tried it. They tried it.
They tried.
But it made sense to me as a child. As a 10-year-old, I was like, well, of course.
Naturally.
Obviously.
America.
Oh God.
So we have Peter Parker, Bruce Wayne. They're definitely staying in the top 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shazam has definitely had to stay in the top 5.
That's a great one.
What about Black Panther?
I don't think no.
No, because and everybody in Wakanda knows who he's the Black
I think
Panther.
most people know who he's the Black Panther because he is the king of. Black Panther is not a secret identity; it is a title. It is the Black Panther is usually the king of Wakanda. So I don't think of that as a secret identity.
What is it? Where's the one where, spoiler alert, his dad dies?
Civil.
Hold on a second. That is Civil War. He dies at the very beginning.
Oh wait, are we sure that's not Winter Soldier?
No, because Civil War. For Civil War is the first time we see Black Panther.
No,
He's not in Winter Soldier. I'm telling you right now, he's not in Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier has nothing to do with Black Panther. It's too long ago.
You're right.
He dies at the very beginning of Civil War.
It was at the Accords. Yeah.
Yeah.
And wasn't it Bucky that did that?
Yes.
They were framing
Or they were framing Bucky. Sorry, it's Zemo. But they framed Bucky. Yes.
Bucky for doing it. Right. Okay.
But I do know, to your point, Corinne, like I know like the world didn't know who the Black Panther was, but Wakanda knows.
Right.
Yeah.
You're very good at keeping secrets.
I think the 4 definite that I think we could all agree on are Peter Parker, Bruce Wayne, Matt Murdock, Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yes.
And then we're looking for a 5th, and we were saying Power Rangers could come in at 5. Do we think
Miss Marvel?
We had Miss Marvel, we had Jane Gordon.
Jane Foster.
Jane Foster, excuse me.
Barbara. I got you.
Right? I had them right next to each other. What do you think?
I might put Barbara in there if we're only doing individuals. I might put Barbara in there because she's literally the daughter of the chief of police, commissioner, and I think that's a really hard thing for her to have to hide from an actual detective.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that always who Batgirl is? Is the 90s version of Batgirl Alicia Silverstone being Alfred's niece? Was that never a thing in the comes?
I don't know if it was. Yeah. It's not a popular thing.
Yeah, that movie is not. That movie is iconic for
Batman
all the wrong reasons.
Those nipples.
The nipples.
So okay.
The nipples.
I think I would say Barbara / Batgirl.
Yeah.
So are we putting Barbara at 5?
I would. She would be the 5th for sure.
Who's right above Barbara? I mean, Daredevil maybe? Matt Murdock?
I think Daredevil's like, I would put Daredevil at 1 or 2 only because he's blind.
Yeah. True.
I mean, if we're going by like no one would ever guess, period, dot, end of discussion, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
at like number 2 maybe, because I don't think anybody is like, oh, I would never imagine that was you except for Shazam, because like that.
There's
I
no
mean, it
way.
makes him a
That's
whole
a
person.
child.
Yeah.
He's a wholly different
Who's a
person.
whole different
Mhm.
person.
He's literally, the body, it's not even the same.
Yeah.
So I would definitely put Shazam at number 1.
Yeah.
For
Number
that
1,
reason,
and then
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
Matt Murdock at number
Matt.
2.
And
2.
then Peter, Batman, Barbara is what I would do.
Peter,
because
Batman, Barbara.
I would put Batman at the bottom because, like,
In the Lego Batman movie, he lives on an island.
I know he does live on an island.
You know, and
Lego
you know what,
Batman.
Sheridan? I don't mind that, putting Batman at 5,
That's
because
fine.
he's probably the most recognizable of all of them.
mhm.
Or it seems like people kind of
Should.
put it together, or should put it
Yeah.
together.
Like, if they were to find out, they'd be like, oh, yeah.
Right.
okay,
Yes.
yeah. Like, they wouldn't be like, what?
So,
they'd be like,
the list. We have at number 5, Bruce Wayne as Batman. At number 4, we've got Barbara Gordon.
Yes.
At number 3 is Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Number 2, Matt Murdock, Daredevil. And number 1, Shazam. I forget that little boy's name. What is his
It's
name?
Billy Masterson?
Yes.
Mhm.
I love superhero names. Billy
They're so
Masterson.
good. They're so good.
It's like somebody you should have a crush on in middle school. Like,
Ooh, Billy
yeah,
Masterson.
Billy Masterson. Yeah.
Like Clueless. What are we doing? Anyway, if you could sound off in the comments, let us know who you think your top 5 are. Tell us if we got it wrong, but we didn't. Just kidding. But yeah, tell us what you guys think. Don't forget to follow us on IG at Super Black Podcast, and follow us on Twitter at Super Podcast. I'll let the rest of the team take us out.
I am Jason Williams, and you can find me at Blue Ranger 83 on Instagram.
I am Corinne Scott. You can find me on Instagram at I am Corinne Scott. 1 R, 2 N's, and an E.
I'm Sheridan, pronouns she, her. You can find me on Instagram at Island Zephyr Cooks.
And I am Zuri Washington, she, her pronouns. You can find me on IG at Zuri with a fringe on top. And don't forget, should you need heroes, we've got your back. We fear no topic, we attack. If conversation is what you lack, you'll find it here with Super Black. Bye.